Also on Saturday night in nearby Atlanta, we had Saturday night's main event, and we had the much anticipated, long awaited retirement match for the one and only, the inimitable, the incomparable Bill Goldberg, who told us just 3 or so months ago he guaranteed in 2025 that he would have a retirement match in WWE. He guaranteed it, and I do believe there were some naysayers who didn't think it would happen, but in the end, he headlined back home in Atlanta against Gunther, and there he is, the legend himself. Hello, Bill. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. You look fantastic, by the way.
Well, thank you. I worked my ass off. It was. I got more than 3 weeks to prepare, so I had to put my nose to the grindstone and give the best performance humanly possible. When I got the opportunity, man, you can't say no. So, 58 years old and all beaten up and broken down, and I did my best, man. But I ate a pizza yesterday for the first time in 5 months, and I almost got sick.
Oh my
So,
gosh. The body rejected it?
yeah, it didn't know what was going on. I had absolutely no idea, but it was all worth it, man. We had a good time.
Okay, so I actually want to go back to the beginning relatively. When we spoke about all this, when you said guarantee, did you already know this was happening? Did you know the date? Did you know the location, all that? Or did it materialize afterwards?
No, it was all known for a while. I
You
had
worked me, Bill. You worked
I
me.
worked you. For the first time, I was able
Ah,
to at least fool somebody without, I don't know, man. It was around November actually
wow.
when we started talking. Actually, um, the a date was thrown out there, and it wasn't really confirmed until after the first of the year, and we made it happen, man. Like I said, it was an honor and a privilege just to be able to get something like that done, man. Especially years removed from my last match and accelerated age and just getting the opportunity to kind of put a stamp on it the way I wanted to. Well, not the way I wanted to, but as in control as I could be. I would be remiss in saying that I didn't garner that opportunity, and with open arms, and I was very appreciative of it.
Okay, so when you were approached about this, was it always Gunther? Was it always Atlanta? Was it always Saturday night's main event?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I was too thrilled about part of that, but
Which part were you not thrilled about?
oh, well, I mean, the Saturday night main event and live TV in Atlanta. I mean, you always have your dreams of how you're going to do things, and ultimately to have a little bit more control over the time and the space would have been much more preferred. Let's just put it that way. And uh, but to be given that opportunity on such a special show with the lineage of the show, to be able to go against the world heavyweight champion, to be able to go against Gunther, I mean, hey, all again, it was a honor and a privilege to be able to be given that opportunity, and I had to make the most of it.
In other words, would you have preferred a PLE
100%.
because you get more time?
Yeah, absolutely. They
Okay.
cut me off for freaking 20 seconds with the microphone in my hand, for God's sakes.
So I was working my
I'll be,
way towards that.
yeah, I got 2 weeks, man. I got 2 weeks before I can really, spill the beans and, make my feelings kind of known about the entire rundown from the inception of the idea to its delivery. It was a little less than to be desired, but again, I'm not going to complain because not many people get that opportunity. There are a number of variables that were such that you're put behind the eight ball, and to be able to go out there and perform in, I don't know, 12, 13-minute match, 15-minute match felt like 115 minutes, but it was a great opportunity, and Gunther was an unbelievable guy to work with. It was awesome. I had a good time, man. I was laughing in there when he was chopping me. I mean, I actually had fun.
By the way, the official time I do believe is 14 minutes and 23 seconds, which is your longest match since 2003, triple threat against Triple H and Kane.
Yeah, man. I mean, so where are all the people that said I can't go more than 2 minutes? And oh, he sweats so much when he walks to the ring. People listen to me. I pour a bottle of water on my head before I walk to the ring. So there's a reason why I sweat all the time. That and I sweat. So um, yeah, I couldn't have done it without my dance partner, and it was awesome, man. I've never chopped in my life. I've never been chopped in my well, Flair chopped me, but that was fun, man. There were moments in that match where I actually enjoyed myself, and I can't say that I've done that very many times. So for that and a plethora of other little reasons, I think that I had a good time Saturday night. And
So
I'm not even sore, man. My hand is the only thing that hurts a little.
broken?
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe when I went through the barrier or something, or who knows? One of those injuries. I'm going to tape an aspirin on it, and it'll feel better.
I loved the nod. I loved the walkout. The entrance was phenomenal. Having your old friends there, having your son there, Ernest the Cat Miller, Gage, your son, Josh Barnett, Chuck Zito, Doug Dillinger, knocking on the on the door like the old days, like the first time you walked out. The sixth man. Who was the sixth man?
Two Lamb.
Okay,
Look him up. Have your guys look him up right now because you need to look him up. He and I did a show together. It was called Knife or Death, and we met on that show, and we have become extremely good friends. He's an absolutely wonderful human being. He's taught me a lot. Military. He's got one hell of a past, and he's a prominent figure of the world as we speak right now. And I was just honored and privileged to have all those guys. I had like 10 guys all together. And then, like I said, in 2 weeks, I'll be telling everybody about the whole story.
what's the 2 weeks? What's the 2 weeks you're talking about? You have an NDA?
I got 2 more weeks. Yeah, let's just say that. So,
Was that your idea? The walkout was your idea?
yeah, 1000%, man. I
So
got to
good.
get Dillinger. I asked, there were a couple things that I asked for. I'm not going to ask for green M&Ms, but there were a couple things that I thought were really cool that I asked for, and a couple of them were granted and a couple of them weren't. But Dillinger being there was really special. Obviously, I'm not going to throw wrestlers out as far as who I want in the crowd because I don't really want to get into the relationships between the WWE and current and past wrestlers. So I didn't put many people down. I mean, I put a lot of big football players and Tyrone Spong, was originally supposed to be there, and CT Fletcher was going to walk me out, and we were going to do all kind of different stuff. But all throughout the build up, I mean, I only had 3 weeks. We only had 3 weeks to get a hold of these people, right? And so it was tough to be able to get everyone because everyone's schedule was booked, where they were either on tour or they were doing something. My football coach, one of my coach from the Falcons is in Ireland, right? So I mean, I can't get a hold of these people 3 weeks before and expect most of them to be able to make it. And so, but the people that did make it, man, were a huge part of my life, man, and it was awesome. I had Falcons teammates, Georgia Bulldog teammates, I had family members, I had television, I had the writer for NCIS was there. I had my accountant there. It was the first time she'd ever been to anything like that. So I mean, it was a lot of fun.
It's amazing.
You know.
But by the way, so you told me that this was sort of in the works November and then confirmed in January. Why the 3 weeks notice? If you kind of knew, was it kind of stop and start?
Uh, I would have loved for them to announce it in January
Got
and
it.
have a build up to it and do something like that I thought was maybe worthy of my career. But let's just say that they chose to do it with 3 weeks notice, and it is what it is, man. It's part of the package. It's part of the meal that you get dealt. And if you would be I would be remiss in thinking that I thought the meal would be different, but it was shame on me for thinking that it would have been different. Don't you love the way that I've been able to navigate my words?
Yeah, no, you're fantastic at it. You're fantastic. What about having your son by your side there? I mean, that must have made you emotional, right? To walk out with your son, it was incredible to see.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Are you kidding me? I mean, he's my life. He's why I do what I do. Obviously, my wife also, and but he's an extension of me. And we're walking through stuff, and the security's late getting over the rail to get him after he, hops the railing. And I'm like, guys, just let me give you some advice. Just imagine me, but 40 years younger or 30 years younger. Yeah, 40 years younger. This kid's got piss and vinegar, just oozing from his pores, and he's doing his best to play college football right now, and he's having a great time. And he's a redshirt sophomore or a redshirt freshman coming up. And but to say that he wouldn't consider possibly in the future doing something in this business, I mean, I'd be a liar if I said that that wasn't a small possibility. But the kid's like me; he wants to be a football player. That's a dream of his. And then his backup plan, I mean, he's an extremely lucky person to have a backup plan to go to the WWE or be a professional wrestler. I'd say, he's got it in his blood.
Did he just get the Goldberg tattoo? Is that the famous one? Did he just get that?
Yeah, and I felt indifferent about that because I don't, I mean, I don't want anybody, I don't care what anybody thinks, but I don't want him to feel pressure that he had to do something like that. But it was purely his idea. And we flew down, a guy named Mike Parsons down in Tampa, and we did a day trip, flew down there, drove down to Orlando area, and then got it done, and then drove back, and then flew back that evening. And it was a great trip, man. If nothing else, then it was a day to remember that I will always have with my son that nobody can take away. It was awesome.
When you were back in the mix here for a moment, were there any serious talks about him? Okay, like when you're done, we want you. You're going to come here, you're going to go there. Any talks about that, or is it just kind of being left, down the line?
They tried to give him an NIL, but when I found out how much they were going to give him, I put the brakes on that one.
Okay.
But they would be ignorant if they didn't have idea that it could be in his future. So no, I mean, it hasn't been a hard press by any stretch of the imagination, but he's got plenty of time.
Why was this so important for you? Why did you even want to do this at this point?
Because again, like I said, the last time I had the opportunity to go out and perform, it was in Saudi Arabia. I had 3 weeks notice to prepare. I was sick, and it was a horrible way to go out for me because I really didn't have a hand in it. I felt as though I did someone a favor, and it put me behind the 8 ball. Therefore, I didn't want to go out, hanging my hat on the door with that performance. Let's just say that. I'd say that's 95% of the reason. It would have been wonderful to do it immediately after that or shortly thereafter that. But if I had to wait for 4 years or whatever it is, I don't care. I mean, I got a great opportunity. I had an opportunity to fight for the world heavyweight championship.
Is it officially out of your system now? In combat sports, people retire and then they come back 2 years later, 3 years later, 1 year later, 6 months later. Are you officially done? Will you never wrestle again?
I can't say that. I mean, in principle, yeah, I'm done. But I worked my ass off for 5 months, and I don't think I've dedicated that much of my life towards one goal, like one night. And I don't know. I would be remiss in saying that it did feel as though it was a waste because I only went out there for 14 minutes and that was it. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm 58 years old. My body's kind of torn to shreds. Hopefully I was able to cover a lot of it up. And and I had my retirement match. I had 91 people fly in from all around the world, that were personal guests of mine. And I don't know if I want to kickstart that again and say, hey guys, guess what? I didn't retire. I'm going to go one more time. You don't plan stuff like that. In the world of professional wrestling, I guess you're not retired until you're dead. But, in principle, yeah, I'm retired.
Can I ask and perhaps shoot straight with you, Bill? It feels like you're battling like mixed emotions here about everything. That it's something that you're not quite sure how to feel about in the immediate aftermath. Is that accurate?
Let's just say I'm pissed off at the way I went out. I mean, because I put so much into it, and I don't feel as though the effort was reciprocated to put a stamp on uh, what I accomplished. I'm not going to say that I'm not ecstatic about the opportunity that I got, but I was a WCW guy, man. I was uh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it could have been done a little bit differently. That's all. And I'm happy with my performance. I'm happy with the setting. But could it have been better? Absolutely. It can always be better.
And I know you mentioned this 2 week thing, but I'd be remiss if I don't ask what specifically could have been done differently. Could you tell us that?
Well, there's about 100 things. I mean, I did 3 interviews beforehand, Ariel. I did three, right? In 6 months. It's just they cut me off 30 seconds into my speech, bro. I mean, you don't do that, but it's all good. It's all good.
Do you think that was their call or the network's call?
I think it doesn't matter because it's live television and you can plan for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's all. So, and I know it is what it is, and the match might have gone long, and the this and the that, and whatever it is. But I just think that it could have been a little classier prepared than it was, and I'll just say, and that's a mild understatement. I just, yeah, man, come on, man.
By the way, did they know that you were going to speak afterwards? Was that part of the plan?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
But I never heard I was going to speak for like 28 seconds.
Right.
But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I got the opportunity to speak for 28 seconds.
How did you react when you went backstage and realized that it got cut off? Because I'm sure in the moment you think that this is airing across the world, right?
I don't care. It's not worth me. It's not worth me. I'm not going to snivel over it by any means. I got an opportunity to have it for 28 seconds. Not many people get that. But it just, everything throughout the years have built up to something like the ultimate rib. I guess that was the ultimate rib.
You think that was intentional? You think that was done on purpose?
I don't know. I'm not saying it was done on purpose by any stretch of the imagination. I'm saying that it wasn't prepared for on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. So they wouldn't do that to Taker, right? I don't think they wouldn't. They're not going to do that to Cena. Cena's going around the world doing his retirement thing. Mine was just the World Heavyweight Championship match. And to be honest with you, I'm going to catch hell for. I don't care. It was a World Heavyweight. Dude, I had World Heavyweight matches all the time. That doesn't do anything for me. It does, but. Make it different than just an angle, at least at the end, and do something, say something. I don't know. It just felt a little for me. That's all. That's it. And like I said, man, I'm not here to bitch and moan because I don't do that. And I'm not complaining by any stretch of the imagination. You asked me a question and I'm answering.
Yes, sir.
So.
I did see the speech because some people recorded it and posted it online. It's a great speech, and I hope that in some way, shape, or form they upload it and that you could see it in HD. Watch the whole thing; it was incredible. And you did mention in that speech that your father-in-law had just passed away, and so I'm very sorry to both you, your wife, of course, your son, your whole family on that awful news. Here's a couple of photos of him. How difficult was it to focus on the task at hand while going through all of this, because it seems as though you had a very close relationship with him?
Oh man, stuff like that's always burdenous. There's no good timing for anything like that. It was a travesty. And but the fact is that we had him for a long period of time. He was of accelerated age, and the last number of years of his life weren't spent in the most positive way physically. And so it was part of a plethora of things that weighed heavily on me prior to this match. But I am no different than anyone else. Everyone has issues. Everyone has things that they have to work around. And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And again, my whole journey in doing this, whether it's coming back, whether it's doing stuff before my son was even born, is a is a I'm writing a book for my son, right? I'm doing this all for him, and I'm just showing that you can persevere no matter what the issues are. And everyone's got issues. Don't bitch and moan about them. Put your nose to the grindstone and work your ass off. Period. End of story. No matter if you're 15 or 58 or whatever it is, no matter if you're rich or poor or green or white, I don't care. You've heard me say it. And it's kind of like the part of the speech. I don't even remember the speech because I don't know. It was weird. I had all these people in there, and it's just a weird deal. I'm not the most emotional guy in the world by any stretch, but I don't have a problem, speaking my mind and telling people my views. And the most important thing for me, and is you're only as good as your next match. You put your nose to the grindstone. You don't complain. You work your ass off, and that's how you beat people. And you shove it down their throat. And whether you're 15 or 58 or 19 playing football, or you're doing your retirement match, you give everything you got. And it was wild because afterwards, like I said, I had like 90 something people there. And afterwards, we had a room in the back that was put together at the last minute, and thanked the WWE or TKO group or whoever did it. But I looked around the room and I had, man, people from all walks of life, whether it was, ex-Falcons teammates, or whether it's Tulane, or whether it's, my good friend who pretty much runs this town, who flew in on his private plane. He'd never been to a wrestling match before, or my accountant, or my wife, or my son, Josh Barnett. Everybody that was there was of the same character, and we're all alphas in our own respect, and we lead by example. And there needs to be more people like that, and needs to be more people like that don't pound their chest and take pictures of themselves and put it online just to show people that that's who they are. So I got 27 seconds to make that statement, because I knew that they were going to cut me off at some point, because they had mentioned that they were going to run it online. So why not get a lot of views online when you know that you cut him off on live television? I mean, you see where I'm coming from, Ariel?
Yes, sir. Gunther, you mentioned him for a moment there. I just want to ask, as a dance partner, as a guy who is one of the faces of the company now, what do you think of him, working with him for the first time?
I just really apologize. Number one, I clipped him once with the right hand, and number two, man, I laughed when he chopped me, but I didn't know what to expect, because you feel these chops throughout your career a little bit, and they're loud, man. It looks like they hurt. You look at the skin, and it leaves some good marks, and it's a devastating look. It's a great work punch, right? But
What a photo.
I thought it was going to hurt more. That's all. And it just startled me. And I didn't mean to do that. And I really apologize, because I didn't mean to. That's not a rib. I'm not trying to, downplay his move, but it caught me off guard. And I completely broke character.
It's a great photo, though. That one that we just showed.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that.
I mean, I know, it's just, I can't believe that I did that. I feel so bad, man, because I love that kid. And to be able to have my last match with him, it was freaking awesome. The kid's extremely talented. And man, would I love to have a chop fest with him, and, have 10 more of those matches, because each one you do with him is better. It's like having a match with Josh Barnett, probably. You don't have to worry about, where the punch is coming from, whether it's going to be a punch or a knee or an elbow or whatever it is. It's just a barrage. And that's how Steiner used to be. And, it was an honor to work with the kid. And I really am appreciative of him helping me out and making this old man look, like he could do some stuff.
I did love the factoid from Josh Barnett, who said on social media afterwards, first time in his life that he stepped foot in a WWE ring, which is pretty remarkable considering his great career. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. And hey, my job also is to get these people together and and give them experiences like that. I mean, for me, it's. I'm not going to say it's second nature, and I'm not going to say that I don't. I'm not extremely excited and appreciative that I do it, but that's what I do, man. And World Heavyweight Championship fight, that's what I do. I don't. So I enjoy it, and to have the Falcons in there, the big story always has been the coolest part of my wrestling career is when the Falcons saved me at the end of the night after beating Hogan, and I told you that story.
Yes.
Um, so to be able to give people like that an experience that even uh, through their lifetimes they've never been able to accomplish or never to step foot in, it's cool. It's funny.
You mentioned rib, but you mentioned it for a different, like as a joke for those that don't know, or a prank in the world of pro wrestling. Unfortunately, it does seem as though Charles Robinson injured one of his ribs after the spear that he took. Are you familiar with this? He posted this online that he broke a rib.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. I asked for Charles to be in there. Charles and I have a long history, and Charles has taken that before, and I might have broken a rib last time. And Charles is a freaking, he is I don't know, I don't, Renaissance, I'm not going to say Renaissance man. That dude's indestructible. I don't know how old he is, but he's taken that spear a number of times, a lot of times actually. And more power to him, man. I love him to death, but I do apologize for the rib, but it'll heal like the other one did.
Yeah. What about you? Other than the hand, like you went through the freaking barricade, no serious injuries, your body's okay. You went 14 minutes. Look at that.
Bio accelerator, man. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm telling you, I'm not going to sit here and do a commercial, but there is no way in hell I could have done that area without going to get the stem cells. Absolutely no way. The body that I've lived with prior to that, it couldn't have accomplished it. So, so yeah, man, just I woke up and my hand was swollen. I don't know what happened. I think I might have gone through who knows? Who cares? To be able to get out of that match, because of my knees, I got a bad knee, and everybody complains about, oh, he's limping, and man, it should be limping. I earned a limp. And if I got to go in with shoulder pads and a helmet and a knee brace on, I'm going in, but I'm going out like a warrior, right? So, um, yeah, my knee's bad, my shoulder's bad, but the stem cells allowed me, my neck's bad. Stem cells allowed me to go in there and give it my best at whatever age that I am. And I could not have done it. There was no way I could have done it without them. So I am an absolute firm believer. And uh, wow, what a difference. Just unbelievable.
Could I
And
ask?
worked my butt off. I
Oh
did. I
yeah.
mean, I completely changed my diet for 5 months. I've never done that before. Never done that. And I did everything to set the stage for the stem cells to do their thing. And I tried to do as much Muay Thai as possible without hurting myself. I posted a bunch of stuff. The reality is, every time I went in there, I had to pull back. I had to pull back because I knew I was going to hurt myself. And the last thing that I needed was for me to, and I'll post it here soon. I got 100 cc's of fluid taken out of my knee a month ago. Just
Damn.
just the day before we were going to train, something happened to it, and that wasn't in the playbook at all. So I've been nursing this thing. Couldn't do legs for 3 weeks. Couldn't do cardio for 3 weeks. Couldn't kick. So there's there's so much to deal with, but it was fun. I had a great time, man. I had a great time.
Did you bring anyone out as far as the wrestling training is concerned to knock some of the rust off?
Yeah, a guy named Jimmy House, who's a big friend of, he's a fan of mine, and then he's a power lifter. He's a jujitsu kid. He's a CT Fletcher. He's a kid does everything, and he's a wrestler now. The Von Erichs are local, and I brought them in to help me out, and I couldn't have done it without. There's so many people, man. My trainer, the guy who stretched me beforehand, I 2 days a week for 5 months. Uh, there was a Team Goldberg was there was a plethora of people that lended a helping hand.
I love it. By the way, the locker room a bit different than the last time you were there. any interactions backstage? Anyone impress you? Anyone come up to you and say something? Were there any good stories from being back there with the younger crew?
Well, I mean, they're so much younger, man. I mean, Braun obviously is a kid that I know. Steiner was in the back, and his dad was there, and I got to spend some great time with him, man. We got some great war stories, working in Japan and then riding together, and geez, Louise, and the Kurt Hennig days, and Rick Rude days, and Kevin Nash, and but you know, um, I didn't really. I mean, Cody, obviously, Cody's a great kid. Um, Great relationship with his family, and there were a plethora of people back there that were nice enough to come up and thank me and say something about my career. But there's just such a discrepancy. I haven't met 90% of those kids.
By the way, speaking of Kurt Hennig, 27 years ago on July 12th, the day of this retirement match, so to speak, do you know that you went up against him at Bash at the Beach 1998, the one that was headlined by Hogan and Rodman and Malone and DDP? You were the co-main against Hennig. You beat him in 3 minutes and 50 seconds. You remember this?
That the one outside in New York?
Was it in New York? Was it in New York? San Diego.
San Diego. Yeah. Kurt Hennig, man, he was one of the best. Absolutely one of the best human beings and best workers. And God, the stories, I can't tell you half of them because they're X-rated, but he was under the ring. The NWO had to stay under the ring one night, and it was when we had the 3-hour show, and it was the entire NWO, and he knew that he was trapped under the ring with them for 3 hours, and so he had hard-boiled eggs, and yeah,
Oh,
it was a scene. So people were throwing up in buckets, and
oh,
it was
geez.
oh, it was horrible. But those were the days, man. Those were the days when you could bully people and then get away with it.
Maybe good and bad days in that regard.
100%. Yeah.
It was. I did like the nostalgia. I really did. And seeing Doug Dillinger, incredible. Have you kept in touch with him? Are you friends with
I've
him?
spoken to him a couple of times, but in all honesty, I mean, I was so inundated with trying to figure out who I invited and who I didn't invite. Dillinger was brought to my attention from some official at the WWE.
Oh,
So
wow.
that I'm appreciative of.
Okay. Needless to say, like you're not showing up at SummerSlam. Like that's it for you. Are you done as far as this WWE run? Is there any sort of lingering aftermath? So long, sayonara.
Yeah, I don't think I'm lingering anywhere around the WWE in any time future
Oh man,
by any stretch of the imagination. But like I said, man, hey, wrestling world, you're never retired until you're dead. But
sure.
I ain't dead yet, man. So it was reinvigorating. It was a lot of fun. It taught me that I could do things that I never thought that I could do. Um,
Any chats with Triple H back there?
any chats with it?
Yeah, just how's business? How's everything?
Yeah, I Kimura his ass when he came up behind me. Uh, we speak infrequently, but we have a good relationship, I believe. It was tumultuous throughout times of our careers, to say it mildly, but it's where it's at, man. It's Triple H.
Got you. Where do you go from here, Bill? What's next? What do you do now?
Oh man, I got August 29th. I think we got a home game against Georgia Tech at the University of Colorado with Gage.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully he's on the field instead of just hanging out on the sidelines. But either way, man, I'm going to be there, and that's kind of what's next. I mean, I'm jumping back into my cars and doing some TV show stuff in the automobile world and trying to put some smiles on kids' faces. And I'm going to have a little bit of fun, man. And I'm going to train my ass off, and I'm going to get back in the gym, the kickboxing gym, and I'm going to have some fun, man. Have some fun.
Okay, but now take it easy a little bit. Now you let the body rest, chill out.
It really is. It's really hard. I've spent probably 8 hours on the tractor already this morning, and it's tough to just
8
chill, man.
hours. What are you doing for 8 hours on the tractor?
Mowing 200 acres
Golly.
and trying to dodge rocks at the same time, and not shooting rocks out of my lawnmower and breaking the windows of my garage like I've done previously. So it's a really cool existence out here, man. Like I said, we got 200 acres. I got 15,000 square foot garage with 40 cars in it and a bunch of animals. And our boy will be home on Friday, and we can talk about his future and talk about my future. I got a lot of cool things coming up, and I ain't dead yet. That's for sure. I've just begun.
Oh, okay. Last one. Is it hard for you mentally to go from network TV, you're in the ring, thousands of people, millions watching at home, and then on a Tuesday morning, you're on the tractor? Is that a hard thing as a supremely famous person, or do you like that juxtaposition? Is it hard to go from this?
Freaking harder doing the other way.
Yeah,
It's harder being on the tractor and going on national television.
right.
Right. But like I said, don't let me downplay it by any stretch. I'm hugely honored that I would ever have the opportunity to do that once, but it doesn't faze me. It is what it is. Yeah, man. I mean, I can be shoveling horse shit here in 5 minutes, and, there's so much. The real world is pretty amazing, and it's tough to get away from it, but I do very much relish the opportunity and the privilege of being able to be in situations that people would die for. And I don't take it lightly, and I'm not done by any stretch of the imagination. It's just I'm going to hang out for a little while, and I'm going to go eat some freaking pizza.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I don't know, it was weird, really weird. It's like I ate an anchor or something, but I will be eating cheese again, and I might even have some bacon. But yeah, it's been weird, Ariel. It's been really strange, but it's been fun.
You're a mensch, Bill. It's such a pleasure to have you on. It's so great to talk to you. It's so great to have a friendship with you. I was so happy for you. It was great to see you back in the limelight, in a main event in Atlanta. And I know it wasn't exactly as you had hoped and planned, but just from afar, not knowing the finer details, it was pretty damn cool on a Saturday night. So, and all the little touches, all the little nostalgic touches were, again, I know you probably wanted more and better, but just from afar, 10,000 feet away, it was pretty nice, and it warmed my heart. So thank you. Appreciate you very much. I still have my Bill Goldberg long sleeve t-shirt that I bought in 1999. I still wear it. Holes and all, and my wife says I need to get rid of it, and I say, no way. I ain't getting rid of it.
I need you to send me your address, because I have a chair for you. Okay.
Oh, wow.
From the event. And
that's very kind.
I can't thank you enough for being the person that you are, not only as the human being, but as a reporter and as somebody who is highly respected in your field. And thank you for always being there for us, the not only the entertainers, but the fans at the same time. So, and I very much value your relationship and your friendship. And yeah, man, I've only just begun. Like I said, I'll be walking freaking Gage out here soon somewhere.
That's gonna be great. That's gonna be great. Thank you, Bill. Congrats. Appreciate your time very much.
100%. Be well, my friend.
You're the man. There he is, the great Bill Goldberg, kind enough to join us after his retirement match in Atlanta on Saturday night's main event, a proud Georgia Bulldog. Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.